Namaste students. In the previous lesson and till the last sessions we have understood about the valuation of bonds. So, how you evaluate the bonds, in the same thing we also evaluate the preference shares, subsequently equity shares. So, these are the marketable securities. So, we are going to evaluate. Okay, so based on the value of the security, we are going to decide whether we wanted to accept it or not for the investment. So, till the last session we have understood about the bond valuation. So, bond evaluated in terms of different tools. So, that we have understood till the last session. So, continuation of that, the next is the valuation of preference. The next is valuation of preference. So, valuation of preference also most important for the investor. So, before we investing the money on any kind of security, we also evaluate the preference shares. So, preference shares can be evaluated in terms of different forms. So, we can use different techniques or different tools to evaluate the preference share. So, we have plenty numbers of preference shares valuation. So, in that we have chosen only the main 4 we have chosen. So, in that first one, that is the current yield. So, we apply the current yield. So, through that we are finding the value of the preference. Okay. So, we apply the current yield. So, the preference share will be calculated by applying the formula current yield. So, current yield is equal to annual dividend divided by market price Okay. This formula we apply for calculation of current yield. So, current yield of preference share will be calculated. This is also one of the tool we do apply. So, then we also apply either expected return we do apply. So, okay. So, expected return is equal to, we apply the formula for that, that is dividend divided by required rate. Okay. In the same thing we also apply the third one, that is holding period return. So, holding period return will be calculated in terms of dividend paid for the particular year or dividend plan for the particular investment. Okay. So, we apply the formula, that is DT, we apply, that is dividend paid during the particular planned investment period plus delta P divided by Pi. We apply this formula to calculate the holding period return of preference shares. Fine. Next, subsequently we also apply another one, that is yield to call the date. And the one, that is YC is equal to, we apply another formula, that is DT plus CP minus PI divided by N all divided by Pi plus Cp divided by 2. Okay, these are all the formula we are going to apply. Okay, these are the 4 kinds of preference share calculation. So, generally this kind of problem will be asked for 3 marks. This kind of problems will be asked for 3 marks. So, they will be asking the questions from the preference share valuation only for 3 marks. Generally they ask for only 3 marks. So, we have to apply any of this formula based on the availability of the data. So, then we are finding the value of preference shares. Okay. So, where the HPR is equal to holding period return, DT is equal to dividend, DT is equal to, where DT is equal to dividend paid for the planned investment period. Okay, then delta P, changes in the price, of security price of preference for the planned investment period. Okay, so therefore delta P is equal to PT minus PI. Delta P changes in the price of the preference share for the planned investment period, that is equal to PT minus PI, where PT is equal to terminal price of preference, PI is equal to initial price of preference, initial price of preference. Okay. Next, where same dt is equal to dividend paid for the planned investment period, and here where Cp is equal to value of preference, Pi is equal to current market price of preference, and N is equal to, here's dt is equal to dividend. Okay, so these are the 4 methods we apply for evaluation of preference share. So based on the availability of the data, we are applying any one of the formula and we are calculating the value of preference share. So here when they ask you to calculate the current yield, okay, so on that time why we apply this formula, whenever the particular here, whenever the maturity period is not given, so on that time we apply the current yield formula. Okay, so the value of the preference can be found in terms of current yield. Current yield is equal to annual dividend divided by market price of the preference. Okay, this is called as calculation of preference share. So we apply these 4 and we are going to evaluate the preference share in terms of different formulas. Okay. So next, moving on to the problems. First I do problems based on the data given. Like usually in the previous year question paper they have not asked much questions from this particular concept. Only they have asked for 3 marks, only the 2 questions arised from the previous year question paper. So I will just solve that. First I will do the problem and solution based on the data given. You can write down the formula. Okay, first question. Question number 1. If the 9% preference shares of XYZ company are sold for 72 rupees, find out the current yield. Find out the current yield. So here the given values are the preference shares. 9 preference shares dividend they have given, preference share dividend is 9%. Okay, then the market price is 72 rupees. 72 rupees they have given. So here annual dividend is 9% and the market price is 72. So based on the data given, we can apply the first formula, that is current yield formula. So apply the current yield formula. Current yield is equal to annual dividend divided by market price. So annual dividend how much here? 9. Okay, then market price is 72. So calculate in your calculator. 9 divided by 72. So you will get 0.125 or into 100 if you do, you will get 12.5%. This is the current yield preference share value calculation based on the data given. So, next problem, I just rub the board. Second question on holding period return. Holding period return. I just read out the problem. Listen to me. Suppose the XYZ company 9% cumulative preference shares in the bracket 100 rupees par is sold for 72 rupees. Okay. An investor expects this to increase in price by 18 rupees due to expected decline in the interest rate. This changes he feels would take about 2 years. Calculate the holding period return. So, here they have given the data pertaining to cumulative preference shares, par value is 100 and the annual dividend is 9% and it sold for 72 rupees. Investor expect to increase by 18 rupees, so that is dividend due to expected decline in the interest rate. This change would happens for 2 years. Calculate the holding period return. So, here we have to take the given value. Okay, so take the given values in the second problem. Problem number 2, problems on holding period return. So, given values are, in the problem they have given the dividend, that is dt they have given. Dt is how much? 18 rupees dividend for the year, and changes in the price also we can find it here. Delta P is equal to, what is the formula for delta P? Delta P is equal to Pt minus Pi. Pt means terminal price and Pi is the initial price. Okay. So, the terminal price is how much? They have given 100, it is 100 minus 72 if you take. Okay, 100 minus 72 if you take. So, how much you will get? You will get 28 rupees. Changes in the price is 28. So, next what data they have given? They have also given the Pi. The Pi is already you have considered, that is 72. So, apply the second formula, that is holding period return. Apply the formula. So, holding period return is equal to dt plus delta P divided by Pi, isn't it? So, this formula we are going to apply, that is dt plus delta P divided by Pi. So, here dt is equal to how much? 18 plus delta P is equal to 28 divided by 72. Calculate. (18 plus 28 is 46 divided by 72. You will get 0.6388 or 63.8%. The holding period return is 63.8%. This is how we calculate the holding period return, by taking into consideration of Pt, Pi and dt. Next, moving on to the third problem, that is problems on yield to the call date. I read out the problem. Assume that 9% 100 rupees par will be calculated in 3 years at 108 rupees. The current market price of this issue is 72 rupees. Calculate the yield to call. I repeat, assume that 9% 100 rupees par will be called in 3 years at rupees 108. The current market price of this issue is 72 rupees. Calculate the yield to call. So, here we are going to calculate the preference share value by applying third formula, that is yield to call the date. Yield to call the date. So, first you take the given values. They have given dt, they have given, okay. So, dt they have given, you have to take the dt. So, dt is 100 par value is 9% actually, it is 9%. For 3 years you have to take it. Calculate the dt. It is 27. Then they have also given the data pertaining to CP. The price of the preference is how much? 108. They have given in the problem itself. At the 3 years is 108. Then the PI value is 72. It sold for 72. And N is equal to 3 years. They have given this details. Okay. So, apply the third formula, that is YC, fourth I think it is, yield to call on the date is equal to dt plus CP minus PI by N divided by PI plus CP divided by 2. Apply that formula and calculate the value of the preference yield to the call on the date. So, here dt is equal to how much? 27 plus CP minus DI. CP is 108 minus 72 is PI divided by N is equal to how many years? 3 years. Whole divided by PI is 72 plus 108 divided by 2. So, do the calculation. 8 minus 72, 108 minus 72 divided by 3. You will get 84 plus 27. It is 111. 72 plus 108 is 180 divided by 2. It is 90. Okay. So, 111 divided by 90 is equal to 1.2. One not 8 minus 72 divided by 3 is 12. It is, sorry, 108 minus 72 divided by 3 is equal to 12. 12 plus 27 is 39. It is 39. 39 divided by 90. It is 43 point into 100. If you do, you will get 43.33%. 43.33%. This is how we do calculate. Okay. So next moving on to the question paper problem. So we have solved the simple problems based on the data given. So now moving on to the question paper problem. First from the year June, July 2015. June, July 2015. The question number is 7B. June, July 2015, it is 12 MBA scheme. The question number is 7B, which carries 4 marks. I just read out, you go through that. A preference share is selling at rupees 44 rupees per share and pays a dividend of rupees 4.4 rupees per share. If the required rate is 12% per annum, if the required rate is 12% per annum, what is the value of preference share? I repeat, a preference share is selling at 44 rupees per share and pays a dividend of rupees 4.4 per share. If the required rate is 12% per annum, what is the value of the preference share? So here they have given the data pertaining to dividend, annual dividend and required rate of return. Okay, in this problem they have asked you to calculate the value of the preference. The value of the preference is calculated based on the dividend and expected required rate of return. So dividend they have given in the problem itself. Dividend is how much? 4.4. Dividend divided by required rate. Dividend divided by required rate. So dividend they have given value is 4.4. Required rate also they have given. How much it is? It is 12%. So apply this formula. Value of preference or expected return, both are same. Value of preference or expected return, both are same. This is from the question paper, June, July 2015. June, July 2015. Okay, question number 7B. It is 12 scheme. It's simple problem. It takes only 1 or 2 minutes to complete. So dividend is how much? 4.4 and required rate is how much? It is 12. So do it in your calculator. (4.4) divided by 12%. 12% means 0.12. So I will get 36.67 rupees. The value of the preference share is 36 rupees 67 paisa. This is how we are solving the problem. The next problem from the question paper, December 2012, it's a 10 scheme question paper. Question number 3A, I just read out the question, you go through that. If 6 rupees dividend paying preferred stock is selling in the market for 50 rupees, find out the yield of the stock. If 6 rupees dividend paying preferred stock is selling in the market for 50 rupees. Find out the yield of the stock. Okay, so here they have asked you to calculate the yield of the stock, that is current yield of the stock. This is for 3 months. Okay, so we can say that by seeing the problem we can say that they have given the dividend and they have given the market price. So which formula you apply? I am hearing you are applying which one? We are going to apply current yield. Okay, that is December 2012. Which scheme it is? It is 10 scheme. Question number 3A. Okay, so you apply the current yield formula. Current yield is equal to annual dividend divided by market price. So annual dividend how much here? It is 6 and market price is 50. Sorry, it is 6 not 60. 6 divided by 50. How much you will get? You will get 12%. Current yield is 12%. This is how we are solving the problem on preference share. Hope you understood. Simple problem they are going to ask. Fine. Next, moving on to another concept. That is valuation of equity shares. Okay, valuation of equity shares. So how we have evaluated the value of bonds and preference. In the same thing we also evaluate the equity shares. So before we investing the money on equity shares, every investor is supposed to evaluate whether we have like economical worthiness or not. We just check out that based on the we will be doing investment. Okay. So here in order to calculate the equity shares there are so many methods. So we have calculation of equity in terms of present value and future value. We have constant dividend growth model, that is DGM. Then we also have like CAPM approach. Okay. So we have two-stage model. If it is more than one, that is two-stage model, two-stage growth model, and the fifth one, multiple stage growth model. It's growth. Okay, so we are going to evaluate the equity shares by applying any one of the modes. So we may apply present value, future value, how we have calculated bond. The same thing we also evaluate the equity. So we apply constant dividend growth model. So by calculating the present value, we apply dividend plus growth rate, we apply a rate of return. So based on that we are going to get. Then we also apply the CAPM approach. Okay, that is risk-free rate of return and beta we do calculate here. So then we also apply the two-stage model, more than one if it is come, it is two-stage, and the next one is last one, it is multiple stage model. It is also called as three-stage model. So first I will tell the present value and the future value. So here sometimes the equity value will be given in terms of future value. So after specified period, if it is has so and so amount, how much we supposed to invest. So on that time we calculate the present value, and vice versa. sometimes they will give the present value for so and so rupees, and we have to find out the future value. So sometimes they will give PV to calculate FE, and Hulta it is sometimes they will ask you to calculate FE by giving PV. So then next one, constant dividend growth model. So it's constant dividend growth model. Here the dividend will be calculated in terms of constant level, the same level. Dividend does not vary from one year to another year. Then CAPM approach. So here we apply the risk free rate of return and the marketable portfolio. So market portfolio we apply portfolio return and risk free rate of return, both we apply by taking into consideration of beta. Then we find out the CAPM approach. Then two-stage model, so more than one if the dividend rate is like fluctuating, if it is increasing, so on that time separately we apply two-stage model, and simultaneously we apply multiple stage model. So the in-depth of that we will be understanding in the next class. I hope you understand the today's session. So in the current session we have discussed about valuation of preference shares in terms of current yield, holding period return, then yield to the call date, and expected required rate of return. So in the equity shares we have understood the theory part about PV, FE, constant dividend growth model, CAPM, two-stage model and multiple stage model. So the problems and solution I will be continuing in the next class. Thank you so much.